Aaron, you've obviously played in big games before. Just what is kind of the key to just taking, not making it bigger than it has to be? I know you guys have talked about that all year.
Kind of just taking it as how we've been every week. Every week's been a big game for us. Every game has been against playoff teams, so we're in that mindset. So just continue to stay in that mindset, control the things that we can control. That's our preparation, our execution, our communication, and our play style.
Aaron, just take us through what happened with you missing the fourth quarter, the injury, and then how you're feeling.
Definitely, I took a little shot, landed on a helmet. It was a run off to the right. I cut back to the left. It was Eric Wilson and Cooper. Landed on Cooper's helmet. Played through. That happened early in the first. Kept playing, played through it, and then coach was like, "Hey, we get up. I'm gonna pull you out." And so he was like, "Okay." And then so we got up, pulled me, and then so had some swelling right after the game. Got right on it. That was the thing Coach told me too. He was like, "All right, now it's time to get right on recovery." We got a big one next week, so just fast track that recovery. Did tubs there. Did some another ice session there, and then Monday, Tuesday was big for me. So I was able to get out here today, move around a bit, able to do the jog through with the guys and everything. So each day is getting better. I'll be ready for Sunday.
What are you thinking of that moment when it becomes a 2-point game and you're still on the sideline?
I have all the trust in my teammates. If our coaches didn't trust them, they wouldn't be out there. You know what I mean? So, and I know they trust me as well. But we have all, like I said, and I echo it all the time. We have all the pieces that we need. If somebody's down, it's next man up, and that man is very capable of getting the job done.
As far as the way it feels now, like you don't see any reason that you'll be limited at all in the game? Or?
Oh no, sir. I feel like I'll be ready to go. Sunday, I'm ready.
Talk about those next men up. What have you learned and appreciated about Cam Akers since you came this year?
Just how resilient he is, and then he also just stays in my ear, let me know what he sees on the field, keeping me to stick with it, and then also just like, hey, whenever you need a break, I'm here. And then he's a positive light around for everybody when he's on the sideline or when he's on the field. Wherever he's at, he's like a positive light for people. So it's a joy to have him with me, being a running mate with him, and I've learned a lot from him as well.
It's a good example of that light.
That light, just when I had the 2 fumbles in the game, and he comes over there, and he was like, "Hey, don't forget why you're here. You're still him." He was like, "You wouldn't be here if you won." He was like, "I'm proud of you." And he gave me a tap on the back, and he was like, "Go get in there and make a play." And after that, I scored. So, but that's what great teammates do. They keep your head up when you want to drop that head, and you need guys like him around.
Kevin O'Connell's talked about the Saturday pregame kind of meetings, the last meeting with the full team, trying to get the mindset right for everybody. What do you remember just about going into this last game? What he had to say about just what's at stake, and what do you guys expect the message to be going into this one?
It was more so about us. Every game has been a big game. Big game. The more you win, the more bigger the games get. So he just kind of echoed that, and kind of echoed it also. Hey, he's proud. He's very proud of us. Look where we started. Nobody's talking about us now. Everybody's talking about us. But just continue to remain focused. Go about it as if nobody's talking about us. He also said this was forged in the dark. So in terms of nobody talking about us, we weren't on anybody's radar. But it was never dark in this building when we came in. It was always light, always a joy to be here. Always, you never see anybody dragging like, I don't want to come to work today. Everybody's excited to be back in here, even during camp. And so those hours, that work that we put together during those times when nobody was talking about us was really what made us. And then when you cut those lights on Sunday, everybody gets to see it. And they still didn't want to talk about it all season. Now, you give them no choice. So I'm proud of our guys. Love the coach. I love everything about here. So I don't know. I could just keep going on.
Aaron, you talked about every game being important, but have you been a part of as important of a game? Is this late in the season before?
I mean, the playoffs is next, so that's more important, ain't it? So I've been a part of I've been in the NFC Championship game, but I have a feel like this will have that feeling as well. And then, you could possibly see them again down the line, whatever. But I have a feeling that it'll have that feeling, especially being two NFC North teams.
You plan to talk to guys about that? The fact that you've been to big games before yourself and played in them. Can you share that experience? Because there's probably a fine line of being up for this game and being high for it, but not too high.
Yes, sir. I mean, adrenaline is natural. So if you get high on adrenaline, then that's natural. That's you every game. So, but don't change your process. Don't make it any bigger than it is. It just comes down to execution at that point. Very, very fine details in execution. That is what I've learned in my time, and I definitely will echo that to as many of the players as I can, and so they can go out there confident and calm-minded.
Do you think about the potential for the off week as well? I mean, obviously that would be great for you as a veteran. Guys are banged up, so like how do you weigh that? Because I'm guessing that would be fantastic.
That's a whole nother week. I'm thinking about this week. We got to win first to get that done. So whatever comes with that win comes with it, but it's most important is the win, not to think about recovery or anything else. Just win, and everything else will handle itself.
You talked about how quickly you felt comfortable here switching teams. I don't know if you've noticed or dawned on you how many of the rushing leaders this year also switched teams.
Running backs matter.
Yeah, like why so much?
Hey guys, everybody hear me right here? Running backs matter. No, you just come in. You got to get acclimated with your guys. You got to get close to them. You got to learn them. They got to learn you. And I think it's just a testament of that. And then coaches trusting the run. Coaches around the league trusting the run game. We're seeing that, hey, running the ball kind of it helps a little bit of everything. Takes a little bit of pressure off of everybody and keeps that clock chewing. Keeps get in and get in and get out of the game faster. Just things like that. But running backs do matter.
I think that's part of it. Like all these guys trying to prove, like their previous teams essentially gave up on them. Now that matters to some of your peers too.
Yeah, yes and no. So like for me, it wasn't necessarily about my former team giving up on me. It was proving that I can still play because the narrative wasn't, oh, he can't play. The narrative was he was getting older. But I think it's part 50-50. You do want to go out, especially if you have a chance to play your former team, then I'd say 100%. But if you don't, then it's like you're focused on where you're at and how can I continue to improve. You're not thinking about where you were at or what was going on. So, but you do want to, every year you are trying to top yourself. So that comes with beating your previous where you were at. So.
Sleeping in more fun too? Sweeping the Packers, like what's that thought process or what's that feeling?
Oh, it was a great feeling. Coming here, that was all I could think about really. I would get to play them 2 times a year, kind of what he alluded to. When you do get to play them, so I knew I would get to play them 2 times a year, and kind of those games were circled on my calendar. Kind of prove it to the world, prove it to myself, prove it to everybody. And don't get me wrong. I know we're on from last week, but happy for Josh Jacobs being there too and everything. But I'm happy where I'm at.
Earlier today, Kevin was talking about showing play calls that he didn't like to you guys to kind of hold himself accountable. I guess how do you, as players, view that when the head coach is even sort of willing to call himself out on plays that didn't work?
It's like, wow, not a lot of coaches do that, and then I feel like you gain this respect even more when you have a coach who's like, hey, that's on me. I could have been better. That's not on you guys. I could have been better. It shows that we're all together. Nobody's perfect. We're all human, but we're all going to be there to lift each other up. And sometimes you don't even notice mistakes. Like we didn't know until we was told, So, but that just speaks a lot of who Coach is and why his players love him and why we buy in.
Did you like Junior's little mic'd up segment?
It was the best. It's surreal because that's like the things that I never get to see because I'm on the field. So seeing it for the first time, I'm like, dang, he doesn't even call me dad. He calls me 3-3. He said, give the ball to 3-3. And then just seeing his excitement and is surreal. I'm blessed to be able to have him going through this as well. I know a lot of kids would trade places with any of these kids, any of these players who have kids, just to have that one experience. So it's a blessing. I know growing up, I told my mom, I was like, you guys used every connection that you guys had to get us to a game or whatever. But I was like, I knew if you guys had this connection, you guys would have. So being able to provide that to him is everything to me. And he loves the game. If you see him, you can ask him, what does it take to make it to the NFL? Because I bring him back up here. I bring him back up here at night to get in the tubs with me and stuff. And I just echo to him, like he goes around, whose locker is this, whose locker is this, what position does he play, is he a starter, is he a backup, blah, blah, blah. And then I just told him, I'm like, hey, everybody doesn't get to come in these locker rooms. I'm like, you want to be here when you get older? And he's like, yes, sir. And I just kind of echoed some of the things that it took to get here. And he's 4, but he remembers those things. Like I promise you, if I go home right now and ask him, he's going to rattle them back off to me. So it's special to be able to have him going through this, and it's everything. It's a dream come true. He gets to experience my dream with me, if I could say.
Aaron, considering these connections you're making here and how happy you are, how does that affect how you view your playing future going into free agency next offseason?
I hope to be here. I hope to be here to the end of my career. Honestly, this is an excellent place, excellent upstairs, training room, all across the board. This is an excellent place. So this is where, if I can finish my career here, this is where I'd like to finish my career at.
How far do you think that'll go out, your career?
Shoot, hopefully 8 to 10 years. Hopefully. I'm feeling good. So this is the best I've felt throughout 17 games playing. Coming up, I will have played in all 17, and it's the best I felt. So continue to keep that going, rewind the clock back, and get into some. Well, no, we got a long time before that, but after we win the Super Bowl, get into some recovery stuff and doing that. But
Aaron, just playing all 17, I mean, that's been something you haven't done in a few years. Does that mean something to you? You kind of talk about proving a point that you still have something. Does that kind of go along with that?
Oh, definitely, it does. I don't know why, but I guess I do know why. Last year, missed a handful of games, played through injury as well. But with that, I guess the narrative got out that was injury prone or constantly injured. But I think if you go look at all the backs in my class, I probably played just about more games than anybody, or if not more, if not, I'm right up there in the top 3 for games played. So just kind of slashing that narrative and throwing it out the window, and letting guys know that, hey, whatever I go throughout the week or in the game, I'm gonna be ready for that following Sunday. Thank you.